Right people, welcome back to a new video, and we are back once again in the calf shed. These guys, they are well happy. So this is the most recent batch of calves that we have acquired, and we haven't yet put a management tag in them. By management tag, I mean one of these. So this is an EID tag, electronic identification. And what these will do to help us is every time we do anything to these calves, like move them, weigh them, give them a treatment, anything like that, we can use our stick, like this thing, our weigh head, and use it to store all of our data on the calves. So they're all individual. These are actually blank, so you can buy ones with like the calf's number written on them if you order them as a primary tag when the calves are born. Because the calves have come from farms not from here, they just use whatever tags they use, and we put these blank ones in and then assign them to an animal, and we know who they are then when we read them with a stick, because there's no way of reading these with a stick at the moment, and we use these quite a lot. So they're not going to enjoy it very much, but they're going to have to go in this crush. They're going to be weighed. That way we have a weight for them on the farm. They've been here a couple of days. Normally we would weigh them as soon as they come on, so they have an on weight, but we've been so busy with other things. So we're going to weigh them, get them a weight, put a tag in them, assign the tag to them, and yeah, they've had their feed this morning. I've let them settle down. It's about 11:30 now. So nothing else for it but to crack on. Before I do anything else, I've got everything here. Look, you could ever need. I've got string. Always need string. Taggers. Just stick this weigh head on. They've all come over to have a look, so they're quite inquisitive. Hopefully this will read 0, which it does. I'm going to try and make this so it ties into these gates somehow, and then the calves can just run around in here when they've been done. Let's shut that. Are you coming out yet? You guys okay? Oh, I just walked through a spider's web. Right, so the other thing I need to do before I start is set up the weigh session on Arable, which is the software we use. So before I do anything, I'm going to connect to the weigh head from my phone. So you just go on your Bluetooth settings. It's already there because we've used it before. Then we're going to turn on our stick. Let's try and record my screen so I can actually show you what I'm doing. Start a live session for cattle. We're going to do a weigh, connect hardware, as well as our easy weigh. Picks up the two devices that my phone is connected to, and the stick. Close. Name this calf weigh on. Hardware's connected. Start a session. So now the cows are ready to be scanned. So what we'll do is I'll show you. I'll keep the screen recording. I'll get one in the crush and give it a tag. Right, so first one's in the crush. We just look at its number so we know once we've tagged it who we assign it to. 333, that's fairly easy to remember. Sorry, Carl. Now, it's just like having an ear piercing tag. So this calf weighs 46.2 kilos. And I need to start a session on here. Actually, I forgot to do that. New session. Start. I'm going to blip its new tag. Oh, the weight's changed, 45.6. Now, on my phone, you'll see it's come up with an EID tag. So we're going to assign tag to animal. In the search box, I'm going to type in 333 because I can't remember with loads of those. And there it is, bull calf, 8 days old, in the sheep shed. Select animal.
46 kilograms.
46 kilograms. So that is now assigned that EID tag to that animal. So every time we now do anything to this animal and we blip its ear tag, it will find that one. I'm going to try and blitz through the other 19 in this group because we've got plenty on today. Come on then, Calves. Come on.
We stopped the freezing off downstairs.
Troublemakers.
Come on, let me mate.
Come on. Right, so that is that job ticked off the list. All these guys are now on our system. Well, they were on our system anyway, but they're now on there with a EID tag. So anytime I want to do anything, just flip them with the wand, and all their data and previous treatments and movements and everything can come up on their file. They don't seem to mind too much. It's just like having an earpiece. They'll be all forgotten about by the time I feed them later on this evening. Thank you to whoever mentioned in the comments of the feeding video about putting barley straw to feed. So what I've done now is put these bales on their ends and I pull a bit off for bedding every day and leave the core of it in the middle. And actually they do go and eat that. So they've got options for hay. They've obviously got their coarse calf links over there as well, but they will nibble on the barley straw. Somebody said in one of the comments, I can't remember the name, but thank you for that. Right, see you guys later on. They're drinking water like nothing. This humid air, been thirsty. So this afternoon, we've got a bit of an open day here. Oh, here he comes. John. Got a bit of an open day here for our biomass plots, which I know some of you are interested in. So the farm team are sort of tagging along. So there'll be a bit of a talk, I think, indoors, and then also a visit up to the plots where Nick's going to do a bit of a talk and a show round for people. I don't really know the format of it, but we're tagging along, so we'll take the camera and you can see what we see. Right, I am up amongst some of our agroforestry fields at the moment. So we've got clusters of trees here all around me. We are actually heading over to the field over there, which is where the biomass plots are. There's a load of people here. There's 2 minibuses running, bringing people up here. We're in the farm truck. I've come up with Craig, Andy and Suzanne. We came to open the gates. It's a very important job.
We know he's going into a field, so have a snooze. We don't know where it is.
So you've locked your hammock away in your crate.
Okay. So anyway, welcome all. Okay, so we haven't got too long, so I'll just start talking and we'll talk and walk and interrupt me if you've got questions I may not be able to answer. Right, so here in this field we are growing short rotation coppice and short rotation forestry of various species and hybrids. Down this side of the field we've got trees in both those systems. Immediately to your left there we have got some trials of miscanthus varieties, which has been organised by my colleague Chris Ashman. We've had some trouble with those, so that's the least impressive bit. I'd say the trees are looking the most impressive at the moment. In the middle is a large area of hybrid willow trials, and at the far end you've got 2 side-by-side commercial scale trials of miscanthus. Mike Cooper is holding some miscanthus there, which is what it will look like. Okay, which is very helpful. Thanks, Mike. We're all planted with 6-inch cuttings that were banged into the ground in May. You have 15 trees as a buffer at either end, and then you have 3 groups of 10, which are the trial varieties. The labels are on the right. So if you look at something like that,
As tall as you.
phenomenal.
6-inch stems.
The machine. Your native alder, which is, it's nice to be growing the native. The more usual ones would be a red alder and Italian alder for forestry use. But this is what I've been given. They're just starting to get going. I'd say 6 weeks ago, they were just starting to emerge from the tops of their little guards here, making a cut with a spade, and then another cut to make a T shape, leave the ground open, put the plug in, put your spade back up the ground. This is a way of planting at scale. It's what happens a lot in reforestation projects where natives are being put back in wild situations. So they weren't given any special treatment, and so what we had some losses at the beginning. Some trees which, of some of those species, they're not rocketing away.
Single variety, we do an intimate mix of 6 different varieties, and what that does is it guards against pest and disease. So the pests are kind of happy when they, and the disease, they're happy in their own zone. They move from plant to plant. What they don't like is barriers, because barriers stop them and then they don't proliferate. So for instance, if you imagine a beetle, it goes along the row, happy, eating, and then it might come to something it doesn't like, and then it says, nope, don't like that, I'll go back to this one. And therefore it just stays localized. If you had all of the same variety in here, it would just keep on going and proliferating and multiplying, and then you'd have a complete devastation of your crop. Now, of course, by doing it in a mixture, you sometimes will get competition effects, and some of these varieties will grow better than others.
Back on the farm now. We had to leave the farm walk a little bit early there because I've got calves to feed, and you know what farm walks are like. People get chatting, and well, it should take an hour to go, and everything is end up taking 2 or 3. So it's all very interesting though, and you know, well worth people spending their time up there. I'll try and show you a bit more of that whenever we get a chance, but hopefully you would have seen a bit of what's going on with the trees. I wanted to see the miscanthus stuff really and hear what they thought about that, but we ran out of time. We had to come home, so me and Gus going down to feed the calves a minute. But fair play to Nick, because he's got the plots looking really well at the moment. He does spend an awful lot of time, he puts in an awful lot of hard work making it all look as good as it does. Now here are the ones we tagged earlier. How are you feeling? You've eaten some biscuits, that's good. Oh, you want some milk? Oh, who would have thought it? Right, just whilst that is settling out, good chance for me to say thank you to JFC, who make this cart, for sending me a bit of a care package in the post. They sent me some hats, some notebooks, and also a jacket. I'm not sponsored by them. I didn't ask them for any sponsorship or anything like that. They actually rang me up after I had a bit of an issue with this cart that you might have seen in one of the other videos, and they were just very apologetic about the issue I had, and as a gesture of goodwill wanted to send me some hats and stuff. So I've shared those around with some of the guys in the farm team, so you might see them on the video another time. But yeah, we're going to feed these calves. I'll do all that, and then I'll show you these guys at the end that we tagged earlier. Hopefully no detrimental effects on them wanting to feed tonight. Now hopefully you'll agree with me, they finished their milk, there is absolutely zero detrimental effect to these guys being tagged today. They don't seem any different. One of them slipped off a tape. You are the biggest one and you're not particularly intelligent, right? It's like cartilage in your ear. It's not like it's going into a very sensitive part of their body, so hopefully they'll go in absolutely fine. I've got no reason to think why they won't. I'm going to grab that feeder out because they're done. Those guys are nearly done. I'm going to get to washing up and then we'll be done for another day. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. It's completely free, doesn't cost you anything, helps me out loads. Hope you enjoyed a bit of the trial plots. As I said earlier, I'll show you those again as and when I get a bit more time and chance. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you in another video very soon. Cheerio.
Like a drug that